Okay, so I'm just going to share today with you something that you can try yourself at home if you're interested in how to make a collage. And I'll be sharing everything that I use as far as the materials and the different mediums. As you can see, I don't have this one completely finished, but I wanted to show it to you in this way so that you can actually see and get a better idea how I had created this. I use artist tape, and this can be used for a lot of different things. I put it on the border of the paper, and I used a very thick paper. And I measured out 8 by 10. As you can see it right here. The artist tape is really nice because it's easy to take off. You're able to kind of follow something and to stay within the measurements that you want. It also gives it a border. Doesn't leave any residue or anything like that. And you're not fighting with it to take it off, and it doesn't rip the paper or anything that you have it on. I absolutely love this stuff. It's really good stuff. I also have old magazines, and one of the nice things about it, if you don't know what to do with your old magazines, instead of throwing them out, you can make a collage. And I just turn around and tear out pieces of color. I look for the colors within the pages that I'm looking for, that I know I'll be using. And I have tons of Ziploc bags of different colors and pieces and so forth that keep everything in. I tear that out first before I even get started. Use Mod Podge, which works really, really good. This doesn't dry too fast. It's also really nice to work with, as in if you want to reposition the pieces that you're gluing on. It's nice and clear, gives an awesome gloss to it. Also use a very small paintbrush, and I dab it on the paper towel and then dip it into the Mod Podge. Depending on the size of the pieces and what I'm doing with them and where I'm placing them and so forth, sometimes I'll use tweezers instead of my fingers. But it also helps to keep the Mod Podge from getting onto my fingers. I used an HB pencil, graphite pencil, and just did a basic sketch outline. As you could see in the lips, I just kind of went around that. And if you're not very good at drawing and proportions, you can also use graphite paper or tracing paper over a photograph that could be of your children or anything that truly inspires you, and then place it on the paper and go ahead and make a basic outline of it. And then I take a piece such as this and go ahead and put the Mod Podge painted on the back, and then you could kind of see where it is that you actually want to place it. I use the paintbrush to do that and paint the back side of it and then place it in position. Now in this particular piece, it was mostly focusing on lightness and darkness. The same is very much in a photograph where the light's shining from up above, coming down, and everything gets a little bit darker. I love contrast, I love colors. So as you can see, it gets darker in this area. Same thing with underneath here. Underneath the chin, of course, there would be a little bit of a shadow, and then through here, so forth. And in the background, got a little bit of lighting. Evening dinner setting. And I just go throughout the whole piece. When you're finished with it, you want to take the Mod Podge and a paintbrush and paint over it. All of it. And what that does is it preserves it. It gives it a nice gloss. It protects it. And the other part is that over time, it doesn't change yellow. Because the same thing as newspapers, over time will get a yellow cast to it. So does certain particular artwork. And you always want to do something that protects it, preserves it from that. So afterwards, you want to go over it with the Mod Podge.